What is going on, guys? It's the Budget Bass Head. Welcome back to the channel. After the last video, this channel reached a major milestone of 10,000 subscribers. I conducted a poll asking you guys, how should we celebrate this major achievement? And out of 186 votes, roughly 60% of you guys thought that we should review our favorite subwoofers. So I decided to bring to you guys my top 5 subwoofers of 2020. Coming in at number 5, we have AudioPipe. AudioPipe make the list as best budget subwoofer of 2020. The BDC 412 was actually released in 2019 as an upgrade option to AudioPipe's previous BD4s. It was first debuted on this channel though back in April of this year, and I was able to get one of these guys for about $160. For your money, the BDC4 provides proprietary speaker terminals, 1100 watts RMS rating, a quad stack magnet structure, and a 3-inch CCA voice coil. Receiving these level of specs at this price point has not only made the BDC4 a favorite in the budget bass arena, but it has also earned it a spot on my top 5 list. The BDC4 is also cosmetically appealing. Its high gloss, wide road surround is complemented by AudioPipe branding on an inverted composite fiber dust cap. And it's also worth mentioning the fact that this is the hardest speaker cone that I've ever touched before. Its electrical suspension is complemented with a quad stack 220 ounce ferrite motor and proprietary speaker terminals that allow for easy parallel and series wiring. AudioPipe strongly urged buyers to build a custom enclosure for the BDC4 and even give instructions in their user manual on just how to do so. With that being noted, I decided to design 2 enclosures to test the BDC4 with, and I must admit, this was $160 well spent. With each enclosure, I conducted a bass sweep of 150 to 20 hertz, just to see if the enclosures had any different effects on sound quality. I found that the BDC4 was more comfortable in the 50 to 30 hertz range when placed in the 4th order bass reflex. At these frequencies, it seems to be very responsive and musical. When placed in the 6th order bass reflex, the BDC4 seemed to come alive and cover a whole lot more of the frequency spectrum in this environment. And although that may be due to the nature of the enclosure, it still allowed me to give fair judgment of the subwoofer's performance. In my current setup, the BDC4 was powered by 2 other AudioPipe products. The APMN 2000.1 Class D amplifier provided clean power for this setup. And remember guys, it's always best to have more power and turn your knob down than to have not enough power and clip the signal. In my scenario, I'm working with roughly 4,000 watts of power. Coming in at number 4 on the list, Sundown Audio. Sundown Audio is one of those companies mostly known for its larger subwoofers, but it was one of the little guys that seemed to pique you guys' interest. The Sundown Audio X8 make the list as best space-saving subwoofer of 2020. The X8 first debuted here on the channel back in May of this year, and I was able to pick up one of these guys over at Sundown Audio's yard sale website. But if you guys want to get one, it retails for around $300 or so. The Sundown Audio X8 has pulled in more views than any other 8-inch subwoofer on the channel. and it is the only 8-inch subwoofer featured here today in the top 5 list. If you have the budget, you can easily couple a few of these guys under the seat or in a compact vehicle and get some great results. The X8 subwoofer have many features that a budget bass head would just love to have. It has a 2-inch copper voice coil, an RMS rating of 800 watts. It has oversized push terminals, competition-grade soft parts, a triple stack magnet with excessive cooling, and a chrome finish. But let's be honest, not everyone can afford to invest $300 into a subwoofer. The only condition that I would actually suggest a $300 8-inch subwoofer is that you are severely limited on available space. When it comes to lower frequencies, I would instead recommend investing more in surface area before investing more in motor power. So my final thoughts on the 8X is, from a budget perspective, this is a very powerful subwoofer that I would only suggest as a space-saving solution. Hence, its newfound respect as being the #1 space-saving solution of 2020. Coming in at number 3, we have American Bass. American Bass is a household name in the audio industry, and after being in business for over 35 years, this company has broken many records. They are time-tested and have proven themselves as one of the leaders in car audio, and it was because of these facts that I was more than happy when you guys suggested the XFL. The XFL-12 make the list as Best SPL Subwoofer of 2020. It first debuted here on the channel back in January of this year, and I was able to pick up one of these guys for around $180. Some of its key features are 10-gauge direct leads for power delivery, an open basket design promoting optimum airflow. It has a 3-inch black aluminum voice coil, which is ideal for SPL, and it's paired with a high-rolled rib surround, keeping things linear during these extreme excursions. Freshly unboxed, the XFL does have a very stiff suspension, so depending on your preference, it may require a break-in period. The performance that you are witnessing right now was filmed after a month of daily usage. Receiving half its power rating, the XFL seems quite comfortable in this free air test. Coming in at around 36 pounds, the XFL has an RMS rating of 1500 watts, a 200-ounce triple stack ferrite magnet, and 17.5 millimeters of X-Max. Its aggressive stance in car audio has led American Bass to naming it their premier subwoofer. The XFL-12 is my loudest subwoofer install in 2020. This subwoofer was able to put up scores defeating woofers nearly twice its price at that time. And if an SPL subwoofer is what you're looking for, then the XFL series may be the subwoofers for you. Coming in at number 2 is another viewer-suggested company. And to be honest, I never even heard of them before reading the comments. And because you guys had so much interest in this brand, I felt it worth chancing a few dollars on them. And with that, the Gold 12 make the list as Best SQ Subwoofer of 2020. The Gold Series 12 first debuted here on the channel back in June of this year. And at the time, the Resilient Sounds had 3 tiers of subwoofer in which I was interested in. They had the Silver Series, the Gold Series, and the Platinum series. I opted to buy the Gold Series 12, which cost me around $300. And yes, I know, this makes the Gold 12 the most expensive 12-inch woofer of the year, but believe me, there is no buyer's remorse here. Some of its key features are an extra wide, high-roll surround, supporting its 28mm of X-Max. It has oversized push terminals, supporting dual runs of speaker cable. It also comes equipped with 3 9¼ inch spiders, helping to keep the mechanical travel linear, and it boasts an FS of 26 Hz for a clean, low-frequency sound signature. The electrical suspension consists of a 3-inch, 4-layered, high-temperature voice coil, coupled with 3 massive ferrite magnets. This motor assembly is then complemented with a polished chrome finish. The out-of-box experience of this subwoofer was one of the greatest ones I've ever had. The Gold 12 had a surprisingly soft suspension, indicative of many subwoofers that promote sound quality, and the build quality was quite evident. My final thoughts are this: if it's SQ that you are looking for, go to Resilient Sound's website, select the Gold Series subwoofer, and yeah, you can thank me later. Coming in at number 1, we have Scar Audio. The Scar Audio VXF-12 make the list as most balanced subwoofer of 2020. The VXF-12 first debuted on the channel back in April of this year, and I paid around $270 over at Scar's website. This makes the VXF the second most expensive subwoofer of 2020, but again, there is no buyer's remorse. This is an excellent find, and you can expect to see more of this company on the channel. Scar's claim to deliver the perfect combination of SQ and SPL was not just a marketing statement. The VXF is by far the most balanced single sub setup I've installed this year. Some of its key features are a 3-inch copper voice coil, an RMS rating of 1500 watts, and it boasts an X-Max rating of 25 millimeters. Fresh out of the box, the VXF is a rather stiff subwoofer, which did cause some concerns during its bench performance. I threw about 800 watts at it in a free air test, and I must admit, at first, I wasn't impressed. I've bench tested other subwoofers with similar sensitivity ratings, and this one simply didn't move as much as I expected it to. But what I was able to see is how well constructed the mechanical suspension of the VXF is. And as I slowed down the camera to get a closer look, I could tell that despite the stiffness, the VXF had a very smooth and concentrated stroke. Another thing that I noticed is the large diameter of the spider assembly. This assured me that it also had the potential for extreme mechanical travel. The 300-ounce motor coupled with nearly 10-inch spider assembly made me really want to throw some real power behind it. And that is exactly what I did. It's only when I got it in an enclosure that I truly began to appreciate the balance of the subwoofer. Despite an RMS rating of 1500 watts, every clip you guys are seeing in the trunk is at 3000 watts or better. This is only achieved with clean power, proper tuning of both amplifier and the enclosure. And I have to tip my hat to the engineers at Scar for offering such a great, affordable product. So if you guys are looking to get loud and low, this definitely can be the subwoofer for you. And without further ado, I would like to give the VXF-12 the budget bass head stamp of approval. So if you enjoyed, get subscribed and see you in the next one.